The Aegean sea breeze carries the heavy scent of burning cedar and salt water over a sprawling, glittering expanse of marble rooftops. It is the year 110 CE. You are standing in the supreme metropolis of the Roman province of Asia. You are in Ephesus. This is not a city built on military conquest or iron legions. It is a city built on an unshakable, staggering foundation of international trade and absolute, overwhelming religious devotion. Sitting on the western coast of Anatolia, Ephesus is the golden terminus, where the deep, ancient trade routes of the East finally meet the maritime highways of the Mediterranean Sea. It is a cosmopolitan giant of over 250,000 people. Using advanced AI trained on the meticulous, ongoing excavations of the Ephesian terrace houses, the recovered ledges of the ancient harbour, and the profound archaeological discoveries surrounding the greatest of the seven wonders of the ancient world, we have resurrected this majestic capital. We are going to experience the roaring commercial lifeblood of the docks, the intricate, highly educated elite society, and the blinding, awe-inspiring presence of a goddess who commanded the wealth of empires. This is 24 hours at the absolute zenith of Ephesus. The morning begins at 5 a.m. The early light turns the jagged peaks of Mount Pion a soft, dusty pink. You wake up in the Yamas Evla, the spectacular terrace houses built directly into the steep slopes of the Bulbuldar Hill. You are an argyropos, a master silversmith and a senior magistrate of the city council. Your home is an architectural masterpiece of private luxury. The exterior walls facing the stepped, narrow streets are completely blank and unassuming, shielding your wealth from the dust of the public thoroughfare. But you step out of your bedchamber into the central peristyle courtyard, and the opulence is undeniable. The floor is covered in flawless, intricately laid black and white geometric mosaics. The walls are adorned with incredibly vibrant, expensive frescoes depicting theatrical masks and mythological muses. You hear the gentle, continuous sound of water. Your house is connected directly to the city's massive aqueduct system. Fresh water flows from a lead pipe into a marble basin in your courtyard, providing private indoor plumbing. Beneath the floors of your dining room, an advanced hypercoursed heating system ensures the marble remains perfectly warm during the damp Anatolian winters. You dress in a finely woven, imported linen tunic, fastening a heavy, intricately carved silver belt around your waist. You step out of the heavy wooden doors of your domus and descend the steep, terraced stairs toward the lower city. By 7 a.m., you reach the absolute economic engine of the metropolis, the harbour. You walk down the Arcadian Way, a staggering, monumental avenue completely paved in smooth marble, stretching over 500 yards from the Great Theatre directly to the docks. It is flanked by towering colonnades on both sides. When you reach the water, the noise is deafening. The harbour is packed with hundreds of deep-bellied merchant galleys, but the lifeblood of Ephesus is under constant, relentless threat. The Cedar River, which feeds the harbour, carries massive amounts of heavy silt down from the mountains. The harbour is constantly, agonizingly trying to fill itself in with mud. You watch an army of enslaved labourers and engineers operating massive wooden dredging barges. They use heavy timber cranes and iron buckets to endlessly scoop the suffocating mud from the harbour floor, fighting a daily, desperate war against the geology of the river to keep the vital shipping lanes open. The docks are flooded with the wealth of the earth. You inspect the cargo being offloaded. There are heavy bales of raw silk from the distant Han dynasty carried across the deserts of Parthia. There are towering stacks of pungent raw frankincense from Arabia, massive blocks of pure white marble from the Aegean islands, and thousands of clay amphorae filled with Egyptian grain. The linguistic storm on the docks is a chaotic blend of Greek, Latin, Aramaic, and local Lydian dialects. By 10 a.m., you leave the roaring commerce of the harbour and prepare for the defining, central focus of Ephesian life. You walk out of the main city gates and onto the Sacred Way, a paved road leading northeast into the flat, marshy plain. Rising from the valley floor, completely dominating the horizon, is the Artemision, the Temple of Artemis. It is the largest Greek temple ever constructed by human hands and universally recognized as the most breathtaking of the 7 wonders of the world. As you approach the massive temenos, the sacred sanctuary wall, the sheer, staggering scale of the building defies comprehension. The temple is over 450 feet long and 225 feet wide. It is surrounded by a veritable forest of 127 colossal marble columns, each towering 60 feet into the sky. The bases of the front columns, the columnae calatai, are not plain. They are intricately carved with life-sized, high-relief sculptures of mythological heroes and gods. The entire structure is built of gleaming, flawless white marble, and the massive timber roof is secured with heavy bronze fittings. You enter the great courtyard. This is not just a place of quiet, solemn prayer. The Temple of Artemis is the most powerful financial institution in the ancient world. It operates as a massive, heavily fortified bank. Kings, foreign merchants, and wealthy citizens deposit their vast fortunes of silver and gold into the subterranean vaults of the temple, knowing that to steal from the goddess is a crime of unimaginable, unforgivable sacrilege. You meet with the temple scribes, presenting your personal ledgers to deposit the profits of your silver trade. The sanctuary also holds a profound ancient legal power, the right of asylum. Within the perimeter of the temple walls, no human law can be enforced. You see desperate runaway slaves, political exiles, and debtors sitting quietly in the shade of the colonnades. As long as they remain within the shadow of Artemis, the Roman governors and the city magistrates cannot touch them. The temple bows to no mortal authority. By 12 p.m., the sun beats down on the marble courtyard, and the great bronze doors of the inner cellar are opened. You step into the cool, dark, incense-choked interior of the sanctuary. The air is intensely fragrant with burning cedar and myrrh. Standing in the center of the room is the cult image of the Ephesian Artemis. She does not look like the classical Greek virgin goddess of the hunt, running through the woods with a silver bow. The Ephesians have fiercely guarded a much older, deeper, and more mysterious Anatolian deity. The statue is a towering zoanon, carved from ancient blackened grapewood or ebony. The goddess stands rigidly upright, her legs encased tightly in a pillar-like skirt decorated with detailed carvings of stags, lions, and griffins. On her head, she wears a towering mural crown, shaped like the fortified walls of a city, establishing her as the supreme protector of Ephesus. But her most distinctive feature hangs across her chest. For centuries, later historians will mistakenly claim she is depicted with multiple breasts. But as you stand in the flickering light of the oil lamps, the truth is entirely different. She is adorned with a magnificent, heavy pectoral necklace covered in dozens of large, tear-shaped, deeply polished amber gourds. These amber drops, meticulously drilled and strung together, represent immense wealth and the ancient magic of the natural world. The statue is tended to by a highly unique, deeply respected clergy. You watch the megabaizoi, the high eunuch priests who have dedicated their entire lives to the goddess, carefully anoint the dark wood with fragrant oils. They are assisted by the melissonomoi, young virgin priestesses, whose title translates literally to the honeybees. The bee is the sacred civic symbol of Ephesus, representing the absolute order and sweet prosperity of the city. The devotion in this room is absolute, unbending, and fiercely local. By 3 p.m., you leave the sanctuary and return within the city walls, walking toward the slopes of Mount Pion. You enter the Great Theatre. Carved directly into the side of the mountain, the sheer sloping curve of the limestone seating is magnificent. The theatre can hold an astonishing 25,000 spectators. The acoustics are a masterclass of ancient physics. A single word spoken on the stage can be heard perfectly in the very highest row, over 100 feet up. Today is not a day for dramatic tragedy or comedic plays. The theatre is being used for the ecclesia, the civic assembly of the Ephesian citizens. In a city dominated by Roman imperial law, the local Greek population fiercely maintains their ancient democratic traditions regarding municipal affairs. You take your seat among the leading citizens. A renowned rhetorician stands on the stage, delivering a passionate, perfectly structured Greek oration regarding the funding of a new public bathhouse and the increasing costs of dredging the harbour. The crowd is highly educated and deeply engaged, roaring in approval at a well-crafted metaphor and shouting down poor logic. Ephesus is a city that prides itself on intense, intellectual sharpness. By 6 p.m., the fierce heat of the afternoon yields to the cool, evening winds sweeping in from the Aegean. The civic duties of the day conclude, and you walk toward the commercial Agora. This massive square plaza is bordered by wide, roofed colonnades. The merchants are beginning to pack away their goods. You walk past the stalls of the spice traders, the bronze workers, and the booksellers, offering hand-copied papyrus scrolls of Greek philosophy and Roman histories. You stop at a local baker's stall, purchasing a loaf of warm, fresh bread and a small block of sharp, salty goat's cheese. The daily life of the city is slowing down, transitioning from the relentless, roaring commerce of the daylight to the private, highly refined culture of the evening. By 9 p.m., the city of Ephesus is enveloped in the dark, illuminated only by the soft golden light of oil lamps glowing from the windows of the hillside homes. You have returned to your spectacular terrace house. You are hosting an evening banquet in your beautifully frescoed dining room. You recline on cushioned wooden couches, sharing the meal with fellow magistrates and visiting merchants from the distant city of Antioch. The feast is a celebration of the rich agricultural bounty of the Ionian coast. You are served platters of roasted lamb seasoned with thyme and garlic, delicate sea urchins, and bowls of fresh figs and pomegranates. The wine is poured from intricately painted ceramic jugs, heavily diluted with fresh water. The conversation flows freely. You discuss the shifting politics of the Roman Emperor Trajan, the rising, controversial new religious sects appearing in the eastern provinces, and the eternal pressing problem of the river silt threatening the harbour. But within the thick, beautifully decorated walls of your home, the anxieties of the outside world feel distant. You are insulated by profound wealth, surrounded by magnificent art, and protected by the most powerful goddess in the known world. By midnight, your guests depart, and the grand domus falls perfectly silent. You step out into your peristyle courtyard, looking up at the small square of the night sky visible through the opening in the roof. The stars are incredibly bright, unpolluted by any ambient light. You listen to the quiet, distant sounds of the city. You do not know that the relentless, unforgiving geology of the Cedar River will eventually win its war against the city. Over the next few centuries, the heavy silt will completely fill the harbour, pushing the coastline miles away, permanently stranding the great maritime metropolis in a landlocked, malarial swamp. You do not know that the mighty Temple of Artemis will eventually be burned, its cult outlawed, and its massive, flawless marble columns dismantled to build churches in a distant city called Constantinople. But tonight, the harbour is deep, the silver flows through the markets, and the great temple glows in the moonlight. You rest your head, a master of a city that managed to capture the wealth of the entire world and forged it into an absolute masterpiece of ancient civilization. This video is brought to you by the Paladin Learn History app. Scan the QR code to learn more history.